Today I'm joined by Geoff Webb, Chief Executive of the GMA. Geoff, no stranger to us here at Turf Business and no stranger to Turf Business TV or the industry as a whole. To be honest, you've been around 20 years now. We're coming up to SALTEX, so I think we want to probe a little bit into what's happening this year. What's going to be the big pull? Why should people come along?
Well, as I said, I think that SALTEX stands alone in terms of the community spirit that it offers our industry. It's coming up. I think next year will be its 80th SALTEX. So there's got to be a value in that. And I think one of the strongest things that we've got is the database that we hold in terms of senior purchasers, decision makers and influencers, because that's really the key thing that drives exhibitors to return to the show. Visitor-wise, we've always been really strong. Our pre-reg is looking really good for this year, and I'm really encouraged by the fact that we've got a great team working behind the scenes who've listened a lot over the course of the last couple of years. And you'll see lots more energy coming into the show. So we've got new zones like the workshops, which is practical demos by Tom Stidder. We've got an interactive social space, which we call in the arcade. We've got our community sports zone, which gives direct access to governing bodies, manufacturers, including the brand new Football Foundation grant funding desk. So you've got a virtuous circle there of decision makers through to grant givers and all the supplies that these clubs need being in one hall at one time. And I think that's a fantastic facet of the show. And of course, the relationship we've built over the years with the sports bodies includes going as far as helping to subsidise the car parking, which means for the first time we can offer car parking for free.
Well, that's a big step because I know that has been something that's been mentioned by quite a few people in the past, and you've listened, you've picked up on that. That's great. Those key people that you've got on your database, what's going to be the things that are going to really attract them? So, for instance, tell me about the arcade. What's the arcade all about?
It's all about movement, bringing to life the products that you see. So, as you know, we're looking at more advancements around robotics or things like leaf blowers, etc., which you've probably seen before. But I think it's a way of bringing things to life. There's some fun elements in there as well. And we've even got James Haskell coming in, providing us with a DJ set as well and giving a motivational speech alongside that. So there's a lot more there beyond just looking around the trade show that we've built into this year's offer.
And the demos that you're talking about, is that obviously you're not going to be cutting grass or doing any kind of process inside the halls there at the NEC. What are the demos going to actually entail?
Like I said, I think people use the word demos quite a lot. We've always looked at the demo issue because, as you know, we used to be obviously outside of Windsor. We know there's this body of opinion that rates the demo aspect of that. We get that, but all the feedback we get, certainly for a professional market, is that basically people will go and look at SALTEX and they'll like some of the things they see. And if they really like what they see, they'll order in the demo at their own site because the vagaries of their own site is what really matters. So for us, it's about more movement, bringing to life what the products are and using technology that you can do in an indoor hall. Obviously, it's very different to an outdoor environment, but for us, it could be just a video screen that brings things to life. Using technology to upsell is one of the things that I've seen come through in droves at our own show. And obviously, being indoors, we can guarantee the weather.
I think the whole demo issue has been something that's been obviously on the horizon since you moved the show indoors. It's been pretty successful over the last 4 or 5 years. In terms of the big changes for 2025, apart from what's happening around in terms of some of the features there, what's going on in terms of maybe some of the seminars and the educational stuff? Is there any big kind of shifts in what's being covered in those?
I wouldn't say shift. I think we've always had a good Learning Live program, but I think in particular this year, the feedback that I'm getting before the doors even open is we've really picked up on the key subjects. So, for example, I know through meeting with you guys through Turf Business, we're talking about water management would be one example of that. And I think it's really important that you always allow a window of opportunity for the things that are driving the issues of the day at the time that you're hitting them. So obviously we're looking at issues around the environment, around climate change, like I say, water management being key. And I think it's having a team of people behind the scenes that can reflect all of those sort of things and knitting that all together to make a dynamic program. And the feedback we're getting, as I say, is really good around the subjects we've picked out for 2025.
So people can obviously check those out on the website. Do they have to sign up for them before turning up, or is it kind of first come, first served on the day?
Everything is free, including the car parking.
Okay, yeah, I meant more in terms of, do you have to reserve a space, or do you just kind of find a seat when you get there?
Just turn up on the day, yeah.
Okay. One thing that does seem noticeable to me when you look at the exhibitor profile this year, there's a lot of new names that are, brand new to me. Maybe they're just people I haven't been aware of in the past, but certainly there seems to be quite a few different companies in there. But some of the bigger names don't seem to be there. Do you want to address that one, Geoff?
Well, I think I'd rather talk about the people that are there. I think what I'd say is we respect, the opinions of any marketing team of any company, and those that aren't there, they're always welcome to come back. I mean, if we look at Racing, for example, we know they took a different direction with their marketing outlook for the year, but we're always open to talk to any of those brands. But if I look at the brands that are really getting behind the show, if you look at, likes of Izeki or Kubota, we've got Stiga coming in. It evolves, and we've got a very good balanced show. So as people go out, we're in a good position. So I think it's quite interesting, the dynamic and the shift in terms of some people will be signing up to our show, others will look at it in a different way. Our job is just to hone what we do and deliver a good show for those that are there.
I guess from a visitor's experience, though, new stuff is quite often really the lifeblood. Because if you're not seeing something new and something interesting at an event, you're not going to keep going, are you?
No, and I think the networking has become a big thing as well. So I do think that in the sports turf community, there's an ownership of SALTEX. So you see, really big brands in terms of clubs and things like that coming through the hall. And that, again, is one of the strengths. But it's a chance to meet up. It's a chance to talk about what is going on in the industry. But I always think that you can walk around the show floor and it's coming across the unexpected that really counts. So I think it's that type of thing that people go for. It's, like I say, innovation and the development of technology sometimes takes you by surprise, and sometimes it might be a brand that nobody's heard of before, or an invention that nobody's come up with before. But that's the beauty of a show like SALTEX. You've got everything under one roof. You've got established brands, and you've got new things coming through all the time.
Looking a bit further forward, Geoff, there have been rumours going around that this is going to be the last SALTEX, maybe the last at the NEC, or the last SALTEX full stop. Is the show scheduled for 2026?
Yeah, 11th and 12th of November. So it's in the same 2 weeks with the international shutdown. Takes us out of the half-term period, which is one of the reasons that we moved it, again, through visitor feedback. And I have to say that if you've heard any rumours, that's all they are. We've got a rolling contract with the NEC. We're going right through to 2029 as we stand. So we're in really good shape. So our emphasis is actually planning for the long-term commitment by the industry, for the industry, and that's what our board will do. We keep a very open mind to everything. And like I say, we listen a lot. But also, I think one of the things maybe that's confused people is we actually piloted in 2025 GMA Connect, and we had 2 really good events, one in Durham, one in Bristol, and we're rolling out through 6 of those. So we're actually expanding rather than contracting, and definitely at Birmingham in 26.
Okay. In terms of visitor numbers, the move from your previous dates into, from October into a couple of weeks later in November, what impact did that have in 2024 on visitor numbers compared to 2023?
I can't give you the exact numbers off the top of my head for that because we were still in the half term, but what we always get is consistent results. So we're always hitting, over the 7,000 mark. And if you look back to when we first came in, we've never dropped below that. So I think what I would say is we always have consistent numbers. Everybody likes a big number, and we're no different. But actually, it's the quality of the visitor that we really concentrate on and focus on. And I think that's the challenge for any exhibition anywhere. Is you can do all the marketing in the world, you can present yourself as cheese on the moon, if you like, but actually you've got to deliver the audience to the exhibitor, and that's what we really do focus on.
And for 2025, what's the pre-reg looking like compared to this time last year?
Right now it's up. We're waiting for a few exhibitors to fill in their details, which will probably boost the numbers even more. But no, it's looking really positive. So we're really pleased with all the marketing that's gone into the show this year. Seems to be paying off, and the actual numbers are up on last year. So fingers crossed, it will remain that way until opening.
Well, we'll be there. I don't think we've registered yet either, so there'll be 3 more for you. So that'll improve numbers. So in short, Geoff, if somebody's on the fence about coming to SALTEX for 2025, give me 3 big reasons that they should come along.
Well, I think energy, I think technology, evolution, and camaraderie and community. I know that's 5.
Yeah, you've gone over budget. Geoff, it's always great to speak to you. Really hope the show's a success for you this year, as it has been for the last few. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks in the NEC.
Look forward to hosting you.
Thanks, Geoff.
Cheers.